假如书籍会说话，今日对话，亲密关系。
Dear teacher, you said that 99% of people are wrongly pursuing the perfect partner, but everyone wants an ideal love. What's wrong with that? Pursuing ideals is not wrong in itself. The mistake lies in using those ideals as a filter. True intimacy begins with accepting the imperfect yet genuine. But what if I can't tolerate the other person's flaws? For example, even something as trivial as leaving socks around can lead to arguments.
Every intolerable flaw reflects an unhealed wound within you. Arguments are a mirror, revealing the incomplete puzzle in your heart.
This is too abstract. How should we specifically handle daily friction?
Next time there's a conflict, try saying, I notice I'm getting worked up over something small, and it might have something to do with me __. Would you be willing to help me solve this puzzle? Turn the attack into a joint exploration.
But sometimes it just feels like they don't understand me. Should I keep suppressing my feelings?
Understanding is not the same as mind reading. Try using when you say _. I feel _ instead of you never understand me. The former builds a bridge, while the latter erects a wall.
But isn't it true that long-term relationships eventually become mundane? Even our anniversaries are spent at the same old restaurants.
The secret to keeping things fresh lies not in repeatedly recalling memories, but in creating new neural connections. Try something new together every month, whether it's spending a night on a deserted island or anything else you've never done before.
But I don't want to be the one always compromising in the relationship. How can I stay true to myself?
Healthy relationship is one where I am whole enough, but choose to resonate with you. Regularly ask yourself, is this nourishing me or depleting me?
But my sense of security comes from the other person being always available. Isn't that unhealthy?
Dependence is like sugar. In moderation, it's sweet. But in excess, it becomes detrimental. When feeling anxious, try taking 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing?
You said that conflict is an opportunity to restructure communication. But what should I do when every argument leaves me completely exhausted?
The key is the pause mechanism. It's agreed that when someone makes a pause gesture, both parties immediately stop talking and instead describe what they are feeling in their bodies at that moment.
Why describe physical sensations? It has nothing to do with solving the problem.
When anger flares, the brain shuts down the rational centers. Touch your hot earlobes and feel your racing heart. This is the key to reconnecting with your prefrontal cortex.
How can I tell if the relationship is worth continuing? All my friends say we should break up.
What's more important than whether to continue is, has this relationship made you like yourself more? True intimacy should invigorate life, not drain it.
But sometimes pain can also lead to growth, can it?
Be mindful to distinguish between the pain of transformation and the pain of chronic poisoning. The former is like the muscle soreness after a workout, while the latter is akin to a persistent low-grade fever that drains your vitality.
My parents' terrible marriage has made me afraid of commitment. How can I overcome this?
Recognizing the pattern is the beginning of change. When you become aware of what you have been unconsciously repeating, a new script quietly unfolds.
But why does she always trigger my emotional landmines? True intimacy turns people into mirrors for each other. The triggers that set off those landmines are signals pointing to the inner issues you need to address. Is it normal for passion to fade after 5 years of dating? Does true love always turn into a familial bond?
The decline of hormones is a natural phenomenon, but neuroscience has shown that when sharing novel experiences, dopamine levels can return to those experienced during the early stages of a passionate relationship.
But isn't it artificial to deliberately create a sense of novelty? Natural rivers also require artificial dredging. What matters is not the activity itself, but the focus and sense of accomplishment in creating together. Why is people-pleasing personality considered toxic in intimate relationships?
Trying to please others is a form of self-betrayal, while authenticity is the foundation of trust. Relationships where one is afraid to say no will eventually breed hidden resentment.
But the truth might hurt the other person, right?
Gentle honesty requires practice. Try these. There's something important to me that I need to share, and it might take a moment for you to process. Are you ready to listen?
After N years of marriage, How can we avoid becoming just roommates?
5 minute soul charging session every day, sharing the most vivid emotional fluctuations of the day without judgment.
Should I check my partner's phone? How can we rebuild trust?
Checking your phone is essentially seeking security externally. Try saying, I'm feeling trapped by anxiety right now and might need your help to sort things out.
Can trust be rebuilt after a partner's infidelity?
Just as a fracture leaves a callus after it heals, a relationship can be rebuilt. But both parties must accept that it was once broken.
Which is more serious, emotional infidelity or physical infidelity?
The real question is, what arid zones in the relationship does this behavior reflect? If a wound is left untreated, it will fester in any form.
Why do you say that marriage is not the end of love?
Those who say the end are subconsciously taking the easy way out. Marriage should be a gym for love, where the muscles of understanding and empathy are exercised daily.
Maintaining a relationship can be so tiring. Is being single more relaxing? The ability to be alone is the foundation of intimate relationships yet. The profound connection that stirs the soul is a unique spiritual feast exclusive to humanity. One last question. Does a perfect intimate relationship exist?
The definition of perfection should be dynamic. When you can smile and say, our last argument helped us unlock new skills. That is perfection in progress.
This is completely different from those dating techniques available on the market. True intimacy is not a game of conquest, but rather two souls illuminating each other in the darkness, walking hand in hand towards a broader expanse of stars.